Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, and Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Greatmillstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm going to preach them on, and this week's topic is going to be a follow-up to hypersonic missiles with a former military veteran. You know what I'm saying? But before I get into the lesson, I just want to say post-camp, Apostle Zahar again threw some questions at us. You know, and a lot of times it's not that brothers don't know, it's just that brothers might have been through that topic but haven't touched it in a while. I mean, that's why the scriptures do say, study to show thyself approved. You got to be repetitive with this thing, because the apostles, they sharp, man. They're sharp. You know, there's a lot of apostles to hard nose, and you say, okay, one is the spirit of the Lord, but not only that, he's been doing it for so long and going over these topics over and over again. So, you know, always got to follow suit. There's certain topics that you think you know, but you just got to keep going over and over again. Just like memorizing a song. You see certain people are able to sing, recite certain song lyrics, and the lyrics might be extremely fast, but that person can sing that song without a problem because they practice it over and over again, you know. So that's why we have to do these lessons over and over and over again. All right, we got quiz today on the year of Jubilee and the year of release. You know, brothers have been through the law, but you know, how long ago was that? So, you know, as you can see, you got to keep going back over and over things. You know what I'm saying? This thing is about repetition as well. The word of the Lord is like a hammer. That's what the book of Jeremiah says. And the book of Hosea tells us to break up fallow grounds. Is it the book of Hosea that says break up fallow grounds? But the scriptures do say break up fallow grounds. And how you break ground up? You have to keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it with a hammer, right? We know that the ground represents the mind of, you know, to plant the seed. You know, before you plant the seed, you got to break up the ground, but you got to keep hitting the ground, hitting the ground, hitting the ground. Certain grounds harder than others. So it's the same thing with this thing, man. It's very repetitive, but in the repetition, you'll get skill. You know, repetition is the master of skill. So I just want to make that quick point, man. That, you know, we all got to study. Trust and believe. I'm not saying that like I'm exempt. Trust me, I'm right in front of that. Gotta, you know, be on my A game too. We all got to be on our A game. But getting back into the lesson, I want to follow up on the hypersonic thing, because when I did a lesson speaking about hypersonic technology and the missiles that Russia have that are able to go Mach 9, 3 times the speed of a sniper bullet. Just the kinetic energy alone from a hypersonic projectile will cause massive destruction. I also mentioned Project Thor, which is dropping steel rods from space. I forgot the name of the steel. That's able to go hypersonic, and the kinetic energy alone is equivalent to a nuclear destruction without the fallout. So there's all different types of means of an instrument that this devil is using. Pursuant to the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, blessed is the sword, and that the Most High is making sharp the arrows, meaning increasing the technology of nuclear capabilities. You know, when you sharpen the sword, you should sharpen the instruments of destruction. So they're finding more and more ways to destroy himself. But in the follow-up, I was speaking to a former military person, a guy that was in the military for a long time, and I mentioned the hypersonic technology to him. I said, yo, Russia got, you know, hypersonic missiles. And you know what he said? He said, yeah, they're catching up. So I was like, whoa, because as it stands, you know, if you look it up, they'll say that U.S. still doesn't have the technology. U.S. still doesn't have the hypersonic capabilities. Only Russia has it, and China's in developing. But this guy's a former military guy, been in the military for years, and he said, look, man, they're catching up. He said, we've been had it. He said they've been had the hypersonic technology, man. Anything to travel above Mach 5, anything that travels above Mach 5 times the speed of sound, is hypersonic technology, man. Which there's no moving parts with those things. There's no mechanically moving parts as other engines. Those things are all, they get those speeds from air pressure. It's a crazy science to it. But, and I actually said that in the previous lesson. I said allegedly, you know, or as it stands, you know, only Russia has it, because the first time I heard only Russia has it, I didn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way. You know, the United States have to have it. And I think about the B-2 bomber when it dropped out in the 90s. Just how advanced the shit was. Everybody was like, what the fuck is this? And they've been working on that shit since the 50s. You know what I'm saying? And it came out in the 90s, and it was just so far advanced, and nobody knew nothing of, but there was nothing like this is in development, none of that. And what I found out too, speaking with the Marine guy, he was like, Russia, North Korea, and these guys, and China, they do like military parades. So every military parade, you have to show off a new weapon. You know what I'm saying? You have to show off what you're working on. But the U.S. doesn't do that. So that's why the military guy, in his words, he was pissed off at Trump because Trump went over to these other countries and saw it and wanted to do it. He said, we like to keep our shit secret. You know what I'm saying? And this, you know, he's an old school kid. So, you know, he's like, he rather no military parades. You know, he'd rather keep his stuff secret. You know, he always goes into different weapons with me when I had the time with him. And you can see why this man is extremely proud, you know? And I always feel like there's some type of device that the Most High wants to give this devil to make him think he has a fighting chance against chariots, all right? What they call UFOs, all right? But pursuant to the book of Psalms 104 and 3, he maketh the clouds his chariots. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 11. You know, Elijah getting taken up in a whirlwind. These UFOs, all right, that you see are actually identified as the chariots of Israel. Now, the Most High also speaks about the fact that the so-called white man was going to be blessed with miracles. The miracles is, of course, the nuclear capabilities, but, I mean, they have fighter jets that's able to go Mach 6, you know, 2 times the speed of a sniper bullet. And I'm talking about somebody actually piloting that, man. How are you going to maneuver something going Mach 6? That's how come the war in heaven is going to be a sight to see, man, all right? The Most High, as it says in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, the 17th verse, for this purpose have I built thee up. The Most High has blessed this devil with miraculous weapons, man. You know what I'm saying? Vehicles that are able to travel so far is invisible to radar. When we say invisible to radar, when you go hypersonic, you can't track it. It's so fast. You know what I'm saying? In fact, in his words too, he's like, there's no stopping the hypersonic. He comparing the hypersonic is, it's like trying to shoot a bullet with another bullet if the bullet could curve. So what they do now with air-to-air defense system is they shoot a missile at another missile, you know, like ballistic missiles. But ballistic missiles, like the Sarmat, you know, all these crazy ass destructive ass weapons that these particular countries have, a lot of them is ballistics. And with ballistics, you can defend against it because you have an idea of exactly where it's going to be at. I mean, the faster it goes, the harder it is, because certain of these missiles are supersonic. All right, so again, just think about it like a fly ball in a baseball. You know what I'm saying? You have an idea of where it's going to land. When we're talking hypersonic, the only defense you could do is to evacuate. Once the target has been designated, this is going to get hit by hypersonic whatever, the only thing you can do is leave because you don't have any time to intercept it. You can't gather all the information and all the procedures within 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? These things could travel from one continent into the next within minutes, man. Under like that's crazy. That's a miracle right there in itself, man. I know since we're used to technology, you know, it's not that hard to be. It's a bit harder to be surprised, but if you really sit down and meditate upon the things that the Most High gave this devil, and I do say the Most High gave it to him because it's the prologue to Ecclesiasticus tells us that all wisdom comes from the Most High. And Ecclesiasticus is the first chapter or the book of Sirach. All right. With this type of technology, guess what? If you're just now getting it, you so imagine what the Most High had, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, going back to that war in heaven, it's going to be a sight to see, man. You know what I'm saying? Vehicles maneuvering faster than the speed of sound. And Esau's going to have vehicles moving faster than this. We already got that. I mean, moving 6 times the speed of sound, man. Going against a chair. It's going to be, but you know what? Esau doesn't have a chance against the Most High. Not even close. But to fulfill prophecy, the Most High is going to make them fight anyways, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that the law, Yahawashi is a perfect being. You know, he's perfect concerning the law. And what's the law concerning war? If somebody surrenders, they got to be tribute. But right now, the Most High does not want these devils to be tributary, man. So he's not going to make them surrender. He's going to make them fight. You know? And Yahawashi with them laser beams is going to turn a lot of motherfuckers to smoke. So that was just a quick follow-up, man. Look, speaking with this former military guy, the United States do have hypersonic technology, but it only makes sense, man. There's no way in the end-all be-all that only one nation is going to have this, man. And not only that, it's the United States. 64% of the world's military is the United States, so of course they're going to have the latest technology, man. I was even looking up the F-22 Raptor, F-35. They got some crazy ass fucking weapons, man. I would recommend, brothers, if you have the chance, subscribe to that channel, man. All right, defense updates on YouTube, and they'll show you all these different tankers. There's just some crazy ass weapons out there, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so with that, hey, look, quick, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Greatmillstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You Akim to Sadakim, stay strong. Shalom.